Right, hello and welcome to episode 24 of the Austin 7 special build. So, talking of Austin 7 specials, they don't get much more special than this here. So this is my friend Ray's special. This is a very well-known car within the circle. I'll be showing you a bit about this car later on in the episode. Ray brought it to me because I've just made the bonnet for it. So that features a little bit in this episode. I'll talk you through the whole process of how I've gone about that. I've also got some good news about an engine, so I shall be showing you that side of it and bits I've been buying. I've also got some good news about the vscc application. That went to the subcommittee. Now, I had a lovely phone call from a chap who's been in touch to tell me the good news that they really like the car. It's been accepted by the subcommittee. So I've got the thumbs up to proceed and carry on with the build to get it vscc eligible. Once the car is finished, I think I'll submit some photos and then they have to double check it and reference it, I suppose, to make sure it's all okay and I've done everything right. And then hopefully it then gets the green light for it. So lots going on. I've done a few things to the radiator in the front, which I might just show you in this episode. And what else is there? I've got the giveaway to do. Yeah, lots of little bits that hopefully make a good episode and hopefully you enjoy it. And yeah, lots to be getting on with. So yeah, stick around. Right, okay, so you join me over at Simon's workshop. I brought the gearbox over for Simon to have a look. He's going to strip it down and hopefully rebuild it for me. But this is the gearbox I bought off eBay. So I'm not quite sure, if I've been had for a few £100. It's a, let me get this right, close ratio, straight cut, 4-speed gearbox. So Simon's going to open it up and do a diagnostics basically.
Basically have a look in there. It looks very dirty at the moment, so we'll have a look, see what we need to do.
I'm not going to film loads of this. Simon's going to film this and put it on his channel. He's had a little bit of a break from YouTube, so hopefully videos like this will hopefully get people back over to his channel and get him some views and subscribers. I'll show you what he's got in his workshop and what he's working on as well, and give you a closer look at that.
Right, so this is where most of my time's been taken up. This is a big project that I bought that just got bigger and bigger as time went on. So every nut and bolt has been off this vehicle. This is a 1964 404 Mercedes Unimog. So I know the history back to about the 70s, but it used to be an ex-United Nations Army truck. But it's having a little bit of a conversion with the engine, which I'm sure Tom will go over that. Yeah, so this is not the original engine. The original one was a straight six petrol 2.2. It did about 8 to the gallon. So this is an OM605, so 5-cylinder turbo diesel Mercedes engine. So it's gone from about 60 brake horsepower of the petrol engine to this is about sort of 300, 350 kind of side because of the big turbo and the boosted pump.
What we got?
So right, two gearboxes are on the bench. This is Tom's close ratio box. As you can possibly see inside, it's quite dirty, so it'll want coming to bits and cleaning it. Does feel a bit sort of grindy and gritty in there. So it definitely wants a good clean. Now that's a standard box, and that's all nice and smooth. And this one's been to pieces, and it's got softer springs in here, so the detents aren't as sharp. But I've also ground off. This is the reverse where it picks up. To put it into reverse, I've machined that off because I'm going to put a remote on this gearbox, and the actual detent will be on the remote.
Right, hello. I haven't got a microphone on, so please bear with me, and hopefully you can make out what I'm saying. This is the starting point of the Austin 7 engine build. I now have a 2-bearing engine, and I can't wait to get stuck into this. So I wanted to show you as soon as possible before I start undoing it all, and yeah, getting stuck into it. I've already started ordering parts. I've got machining already planned for it, so I do need to basically hit the ground running and get this done as soon as possible. I did say in the last video about sort of doing 2 options, whether I go to well, spend a fortune. All engines are expensive, or do the slightly cheaper version. And I think for this particular engine, for the moment, I'm just going to do an improved version, so I can still increase the horsepower by quite a bit, the speed, and still have a huge amount of fun with it. I won't be competitive as some of the top boys are, but yeah, I still need to learn how to drive the car. I still need to get to grips with the whole competing side of things. But in the background, whilst I'm learning the whole process, I can be doing engine 2, which will be hopefully a more competitive race engine, but that can be done in the background. I have a really nice sort of like bottom end as a starting point, just off camera. So that will probably be the basis of engine 2. So now to get stuck into it, I just wanted to show you this complete, because it's not going to stay like this for very long. So I'm over the moon and I can't wait to get stuck into it. Right, so since the last video, I've put out a couple of reels. The viewing figures are quite low on them, so I thought I would add them reels to this main video, hence why the format looks a little bit different. But I just thought I'd share the progress of the engine casing. So this is me just going through the cleaning processes of it, and basically taking 100 years of grime and dirt and oils that are embedded in the aluminium casing, and like I said, I've just gone through the cleaning process and it's completely transformed it. It also allows me to just check in great detail basically if there was anything wrong with the casings. Thankfully they're all good, and yeah, I'm really happy with how they've turned out. Lucky tap. What?
Zombieland double tap.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
Retrospectively, after my daughters raved about it, I'm sure Stranger Things came out in 2012.
Oh, no.
Nah, Mussy. But well done to everyone who did get it right, including Greg, Samantha, Chris,
Look at
Jamie,
that.
Alex, Rupert, and Ash, who says as soon as shy effects.
Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is just quickly explain about the draw that I'm going to be doing in the next episode. I did touch on this in the last video, and thank you to everyone that's gone over and donated, so I really do appreciate that. So I'm going to show you the prizes again. I've got the real nice Powwow welding mask and gloves, so that's probably about 90 quid's worth of kit there. And I've also got this really nice Statesys panel beater kit. So I've got the Statesys sandbag, the bossing mallet, a really nice Pickard planishing hammer, and a really nice dressing up dolly as well. So I absolutely love them. I'll show you a closer look at that. I've also got a Statesys t-shirt to go in there as well. Now if you want to enter the draw, this is where I got in trouble in the last video. So if you want to enter the draw, I'll leave a PayPal link, and every donation I get will be a draw, be an entry into the draw, and I'll do that over the Christmas period. So hopefully 2 lucky people will be getting some nice prizes over Christmas. What I did wrong in the last video is I said maybe £5 a ticket, you know, and stuff like that. Now, I didn't realise I was breaking gambling rules by doing that, and I had a bit of a slap on the wrist, so my apology. But for everyone that did enter, say if you entered 4 times or bought 4 tickets, I will put your name in 4 times, as in 4 donations, so I will carry them over. So thank you for everyone that has made a donation so far. And yeah, if you want to win some cool prizes, you know, like I said, that's probably about 90 quid's worth. I think that's about 120 quid's worth. There's some really nice bits of kit there. If you want a chance to win, head over and leave us a donation, and hopefully you grab yourself some goodies. So yeah, thanks for that. So this is the crank I'm going to be using in the engine. And before anyone says, I know it's not a Phoenix crank, but this is a really good starting point for me. I've given the journals a really good clean, and it looks like it's been freshly reground. All I've got to do is get it crack tested now. If I wanted the Phoenix crank and rods, it's going to be about £3,000, and I just can't afford that. The white metal on these rods look fantastic. It looks like it's been recently done. All I've got to do now is just buy the pistons and get the block bored out. This was the larger valve set I've just bought with the double springs, and the new sump I've just purchased, so I'm really happy with these purchases, and thanks for the donations for helping me do this. So what I'm doing here is welding up the water journals on my new high compression cylinder head. I just wanted to build up the material so when it gets ground off it creates a really good seal. So now it's time to talk to you about the very special car that was at the beginning, and this is Ray's single-seater, and it's called the Marriott. It was a very well-known car in period and was basically missing for about 30 years. Now Ray purchased it and has rebuilt basically everything. It is done to an unbelievable standard, like no other Austin 7 that I've ever seen before. It's a very competitive car, and Ray's put a really hot engine into it. So I'll show you that in a second, but you'll get a chance to see this car at many events next year when hopefully he starts competing with it. But it is like no other. Like the nickel plate on all the components, it's just absolutely mind-blowing, and it's a pleasure to play a very small part in this fantastic car's history. Right, okay, so that brings us to the end of the episode. A very busy one. It's getting colder, it's getting darker, and it's not getting any easier down here. So I shall keep this short. Obviously, the gearbox is nearing completion at Simon's now. Hopefully, there's a video on its way very soon, and you can get to see the progress that he's made on that. The bonnet, sorry that I didn't show you the whole build process, but I wanted to show you the louver stamping of that, because I've never used the B-roller to form the louvers. So I bought the tool from Statesys. It was probably about 50 quid, and obviously it stamps and cuts at the same time. Really happy with how that's turned out. I've just rounded off the edges just to give it that more of a period look, and like I say, I'm really happy with it. Ray, the owner, is really happy too, so win-win on that one. The engine. So from not having an engine in the last episode to getting one, stripping it down, going through all the components, and basically refurbishing old parts, making them look new again. Really enjoyed that. What a difference, just the casings or the carburetor, or it's like, yeah, amazing. Really enjoyed that. Obviously I started buying new parts for the engine, which is good, and that is helped by like the viewers and the people that have gone over and made the donations, that you've made it possible basically for me to basically go and get like the new sump and stuff like that. So they're not cheap, these items, but thank you for everyone that has gone over and made a donation. It's making a huge difference, so I really do appreciate that. Yeah, lots to be getting on with. I'm not too sure what's going to happen in the next episode. Hopefully I can finish off the radiator. The car's in front of me just off the camera, so I'm pointing to that. The radiator, I want to get that into position. I want to get the front apron cowl all sorted and finalised. So I really want to do that. And then we're, really progressing. We're getting close now. And obviously I'll have engine updates, and we'll just go from there and see where it takes us. So that's enough of me going on. I'm going to go home and get in the warm. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.